Hey guys, alright, I'm going to get right into this and tell you what I found out. I want to say I'm not a doctor, I'm not giving medical advice. I'm inviting you to see the suggested proper protocol when you are mentally ill or you need medication management for mental illness or you need help in crisis. In the comments section is every resource that I have found. After I post this video, it's going to take me just a minute to put it up there. There have been just a few people that have really been helpful, and I want to thank them. Bonnie, Carrie, Gretchen, Colleen, the Stuart Marchman Act receptionist at the Justice Lane location, the Department of Children and Families, Substance Abuse and Mental Health, Lutheran Services in Jacksonville, and I'll think of it. So I'm making this because a month ago I went to my psychiatrist for my regularly scheduled medication management appointment. A month ago I was just coming off Medicaid. Anyways, I show up and my doctor said, or the receptionist said, we don't take Medicaid or insurance anymore. If you want to see your doctor, it's $60 cash, or you can pay $80 on a card and you swipe your card in this little box that's on my phone. Yeah, no. But needed the medicines. I went in, I had the appointment, and the doctor did 3 months, which is usually they make you come every month, so that's great. I'm well managed, whatever. I feel good about 3 months. And it's nice to know that you have a little bit of extra, because normally, like, even if there's a hurricane evacuation, you don't get extra. Like, they're very strict. And I don't know if that's because they can bill your insurance company and Medicaid every 30 days, every 28 days or something for services, so they make sure they do it. And medication management is 20 minutes to check on your status, how you're feeling, write the prescription or change it. Flagler Mental Health, you don't even get 20 minutes. You're in and out. I was very upset, but it was just me. I thought, all right, well, they'll send letters out, they'll notify other people. It must have just been like horrible timing. So I had a friend call me. Right now it's Saturday. I had a friend call me Friday of last week, like, 8 days ago. And she said, what do I do? I'm at Flagler Mental Health. There's like 15 people in the waiting room. The lobby is dark. There's a light on in the back. The doctor, you can hear him on the phone, but there's no receptionist. And it was like 11 o'clock in the morning. And I said, well, I don't know. I guess you guys just wait. Do you think he's okay? Like, knock on the window? Because it is a mental health facility. And things happen. So she was concerned, knocked on the window, and her and the other patients were told, this is a month later, exactly the same thing. We don't take Medicaid anymore, we don't take insurance, but you can pay $60 cash to be seen. So here I am, well managed, and this is my notes from the past only 8 days. This is phone calls, this is emails, and I want to say every black dot is an end point. I could go no further. Being well managed in the game for 20 years, I took it upon myself to do the best I could. But let me show you from the suggested protocol for someone with mental illness in crisis. These are the steps right here. Well, it should stop right here. This is where you should go. But I hit 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 completely dead ends. So I did a lot of research, a lot of phone calls, a lot of emails. I'm going to start off, we're at 4 minutes right now. I'm going to start off with the email I wrote for the two women that were most helpful. And I'm going to read it to you. It's probably going to take another 4 minutes. If you want to fast forward to the end, or near the end, is when I'm getting to the resources that I finally ended up with. And honestly, I don't know if it's actually going to be helpful. But I wanted you to be a part of my journey so you can see what it's like. And I hope I have found help. And if not, I have plenty of contacts now so that somebody should be able to help us. And from what I understand from various pharmacists and patients and places I've called, is that they're having a huge influx of people in crisis calling that they can't service, like 1,000. Thank you for your time. Maintaining wellness when you are a seasoned veteran of the mental health care system like me is tough to say the least. To find a doctor, keep a doctor, and find and stay on the correct medication is like jumping through hoops of red tape. Navigating through the mental health care system just to live well managed is so difficult. If you are in crisis and need immediate help, you are so in trouble here with no valuable resources to put your trust in and not help available. If you go to any doctor's office, there are HIPAA laws protecting the patient's privacy posted, a grievance process posted, as well as patient rights well visible. Many times, our HIPAA rights and patient rights are violated, and our grievances unheard. As mental health services consumers with neurological, biological, treatable disorders, our path to finding help to stay alive or maintain wellness is crooked and even invisible at times. I personally have a wonderful support system and insurance. Not everyone is so lucky. Our right to be healthy, treated quickly with compassionate care is non-existent. Our right to be treated with dignity and respect is stomped on and forgotten in Palm Coast at Flagler Mental Health. And some other places. There are specialists for every organ in the body, but for a neurological brain-based disorder termed mental illness, there is not a neurologist. The specialist is called a psychiatrist. There are wonderful psychiatrists, just not here. I've been looking for 5 years. A psychiatrist is trained to listen to your words and stay up to date studying meds. The psychiatrist will experimentally, by trial and error, prescribe strong drugs that can be harmful or helpful. We just take it and hope someone will answer the phone if we have side effects or questions. Scary. Side effects on top of illness. Did you ever have a broken leg, diabetes, or Crohn's? You get x-rays, blood work, MRI scans, infrared, neurofeedback, options, and concrete diagnoses. Not a guessing game based on your description of the symptoms. Not so with the brain as it relates to disorders termed mental illness. No definitive tests, barely compassionate, no bedside manner, treated almost criminal. They make you pee in a cup before you can go in a lot of times. Occasionally, the psychiatrist will run a blood test to make sure a medicine level is not at a toxic level, but that's it. And we are dealing with the brain as it relates to every aspect of your being. Mental illness, in my experience, requires daily maintenance. Often and personally, medication is a must for maintenance. You must learn trigger recognition, coping skills, breathing regulation, and try to identify your familiar sickening waves of illness as the mental illness that it is. The process of recovery is hard, doable, but hard, made harder by the current system. You need a trained, trustworthy, ethical professional. Finding one and getting in is so difficult and not available here that I've found, even if you are Baker acted. As a mental health care patient trying to find care, especially if you are on Medicaid, is like being a beggar, begging for your sanity. And we beggars can't be choosy. We get what we get and don't throw a fit. Flagler Mental Health or Stuart Marchman. And don't complain loud or get angry. You are mental and they can Baker act you or kick you out of treatment. I want to stay well managed out of crisis, not only be treated because I'm not well managed and I'm in crisis. Advocating for myself here is nearly impossible in this area for me, and I have over 20 years experience. Anyone struggling is really in a tough position. Have hope and don't give up. I hope this is insightful. Again, thank you, ladies. Now, I'm going to go back to the 22 emails at least in 8 days. And I'm going to start with my timeline. All right, so Flagler Mental Health says, sorry, we can't see you. So then the patients that are showing up for the regularly scheduled appointments for manic depression, depression, anger management, post-traumatic stress disorder, any kind of mental health they're being treated for, they are either out of medicine, they don't get their refills, they're 3 days to withdraw and possibly go into psychosis or fall back into addiction. So the suggested proper protocol for somebody in crisis is, of course, a hotline, 911. Call Stuart Marchman Act. Stuart Marchman serves 5 counties, and it's going to help you. So I called Stuart Marchman, and I got an automated system. My first roadblock, because you leave a message, you answer some questions, and they call you back. Okay, I put myself in the position of somebody who had 2 days left of medicine, of psychiatric medicine. So I called back, and I got an operator, and I told her I was, just a few days away from a crisis. I was out of medicine, and Flagler Mental Health closed. I said, can I talk to a person? And the human on the other line, when I finally got through, said, well, we can get you in, but not until the end of April. And I said, ma'am, I'm going to run out of medicine in 2 days. I didn't do anything wrong. I showed up for my regularly scheduled appointment. I didn't have $60 or $80. I need my medicine. I'm on Medicaid. You're where I'm told to go in crisis. So she couldn't help. All she could do was get me in by April. So I paused on that. I said, is there any other resource you can give me? And she said, well, Azalea Health. Now I want to say this Stuart Marchman receptionist, I don't remember her name, very kind, but I was kind to her too, which, that's how you should be. She said, call Azalea Health. So far, I've gotten the automated system, endpoint. Human being, we can get you in April, but can't do anything for you now, endpoint. I call Azalea Health. Oh, well, we don't prescribe meds, endpoint. I said, well, can I get in to see a doctor today? I need to get my meds. She said, I can put you in with a nurse assistant. She'll take your vitals, and if you need to see a doctor, he will refer you out to a psychiatrist at Stuart Marchman. Endpoint roadblock. Now, at this point, I was really frustrated, and so I started doing some emailing. First, I actually called Flagler Lifeline Suicide Prevention, and I spoke with Carrie Baird. Beautiful, wonderful young lady, has been trying to help me for the past 8 days. We've had a few ideas. She's guided me in the right direction and worked with me, and thank you, Carrie. So I called and emailed Flagler Lifeline Suicide Prevention, and I told her the issue. She was shocked. We worked together. At this point, it's Saturday, Sunday, and Monday, and Flagler Mental Health, when I drive by, when Carrie drives by, and also the young lady that called me on Friday last week telling me that, oh my God, they're only taking cash, and there's 20 people here, the doctor's taking his time. Every phone call I made and every email I did, she did too. So it's not just me. I mean, this is disgusting and appalling what's happening. So anyways, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, they have a lock on the door. The phone number doesn't even ring. It just it and cuts off. I go to my pharmacist to pick up my refill. Now it affects me personally. The pharmacist said, we need to call your doctor for authorization. Your insurance company only pays for 1 pill and you're on 2, and something simple to fix. Well, there's no doctor to answer the phone. There's no front desk. I can't get my charts. No doctor can get my charts. There's nobody to call. Locked. Shut down. Pharmacists can't fill my prescription. So I can cash pay pill by pill, or, cash pay for the whole prescription, which is $400. Oh, and that's the other thing. You go to a pharmacy and they give you a price. That's their price. Everybody check GoodRx, GOODRx.com. It made my prescription go from $400 to $16. That's another episode. Okay, so Flagler Mental Health has a lock. No one can get records or assistance. I decided to try Palm Coast City Council. I didn't know who to call. They were not interested. They referred me to the Department of Health. The Department of Health told me, find another provider. We don't do mental health. But Stuart Marchman is the largest provider in the 5-county area. Go to them. They handle crisis. In comes the next woman that has been helpful, named Gretchen. She has thought of people to ask. She has gone above and beyond her job title. So I want to thank her too. I explained to the Department of Health person that the scope of the problem is larger than me. It's not just me, it's thousands. And this is where it gets interesting. From where the people in positions come from, they are like, well, you need to do a complaint. Now, I'm more worried about a solution than complaining, but if complaining is the way to the solution, I'll be the squeaky wheel. I have called Flagler Live and emailed Flagler Live at this point. I have called WESH 2, Palm Coast Observer, just letting them know, somebody call me. The public needs to know so that these people that have been, like, what about people that are suffering with addiction or court appointed to see a psychiatrist and they just can't have their appointment? That's the other thing I forgot to tell you. Stuart Marchman, the receptionist, I said, oh, can you get me in? I need medication management. And she goes, well, what meds do you take? And I thought, well, that's a little inappropriate for a receptionist to, ask, but whatever, I need help. So I told her my 3 medications and then the one for panic attacks. And she goes, well, you can come here and we can do all the medications, but not the one for panic attacks. And I'm like, why? And she said, because it's a benzodiazepine and we don't prescribe benzodiazepines. So I'm like, I'll take what I can get, whatever. I only take it as needed. But do you mean to tell me that the people on Klonopin, Xanax, Risperdal, Seroquel, for PTSD, for depression, mania, anger management, antipsychotic, all of those people that are allowed to come to Stuart Marchman are just cut off from the meds their bodies are used to. And that's disgusting and appalling to me. I know there's an opioid epidemic, but there's also a whole entire demographic of people that actually are responsible users of the medication prescribed. I don't know where I was at. All right, so then the complaints. Department of Health refers me to AHCA. I don't remember what it stands for. AHCA, Jennifer tells me we only take complaints about Medicaid plans, not providers. You need to call Department of Health. So I finally emailed somebody from the Department of Children and Families in like utter disgust. This is like 8 days, or no, it was 6 days at this point I've been doing this. I'm a stay-at-home mom of 2. They're 22 months apart. I'm not paid advocate. I'm doing this because I care. But I was completely frustrated. I knew I was going to have to step away. So after 6 days and about 10 emails in between Flagler Live, Palm Coast Observer, I forget who else, WESH 2. I still haven't heard from anybody, and I'm feeling pretty like nobody cares, nobody's going to help these people, and like I'm wondering if there's been an uptick in addiction or overdose. I'm wondering if there's been an uptick in the emergency room, patients coming in that need mental health care. And by the way, the emergency room, if they're compassionate and see that you need help and you say the right words, they can hold you for 72 hours, but then you're referred to Stuart Marchman. So AHCA refers me to Department of Health. Department of Health refers me to AHCA. Nobody wants to take my complaint. I do have an email address for somebody that said, if you want to make a complaint, send it to this. And I will definitely give you all my resources. And you all, please feel free. Share, share, share. These people that don't have any help need to know what to do. So, all of that, 8 days, all of these, still haven't found help. Still haven't found help. And I've had to pay for my prescription now. So, finally, The Department of Children and Families has somebody from Substance Abuse and Mental Health connect with me. And she says that Flagler Mental Health is partnering with Lutheran something services. Great. The whole the whole thing of the, all right, inbox. I'm so sorry. I should have had this on my list. So Department of Children and Families, Office of Substance Abuse and Mental Health appreciates the opportunity to assist you. Thank you for bringing the issues relating to Flagler Mental Health to our attention. Our Northeast SAMH Regional Office is actively working with Lutheran Services of Florida to assist those in your area affected by this matter. It is my understanding that you need help in accessing services in a timely manner. Because our services are managed at the local level, we recommend you contact the following persons for assistance. Those contacts will be in my comments section. It's an Aaron Whitaker Houck in Jacksonville with LSF Health Systems. There's a Shelley Katz, Chief Operating Officer with LSF Health Systems. And now this is the final, after 8 days of phone calls and emails, and I don't know how this is going to turn out. I can't do this one for you guys, but this is, after 8 days, this is the resource. I hope this works. I will call, my friend's going to call, you all call, the LSF 24-hour access to care line, 1-877-229-9098. Whew. Okay, I'm done. I think I've said what I need to say. I'm going to go be momming for like the rest of the week. I can take no more. Thankfully, I have my meds, and I will find a psychiatrist. I'm going to call Lutheran Services. You can get well. Don't give up. I hope this helps somebody. Share, share, share. Subscribe to the YouTube channel, mine, and I'll try to keep doing episodes and updates every so often. Thank you. Peace.